There has been a ton of controversy with the new OG Fortnite mode from both casual and competitive players. There were a lot of players complaining about the lack of skill-based matchmaking, and then others believed that Epic had ruined the mode by adding it back with bots. And I have to agree that bots are totally ruining the OG mode. Let me explain why. So ever since Chapter 2, bots have been included in pretty much every lobby of Fortnite, and these were mostly meant to introduce players to the game, you know, let them get a few kills and whatnot. You might know that the first game you play on an account is quite literally all bots, basically allowing for a free win. And while many players were able to get their first victory royale, for players like me, it made getting a win seem a lot less impactful. Not that it ruined the game or anything, but that feeling of being in the final circle of Chapter 1, scared out of your mind, is kind of missing when you know half the lobby you killed wasn't even real players.
He's in the room! He's in the room! He's in the room!
This is where the OG mode came in clutch, at least for a few days. When it first came out, it was crazy. No skill-based matchmaking, no bots. It was honestly way more similar to old Fortnite than I expected it to be. It was massive. But with every update since its release, it seems like Epic is making it less and less like the old seasons. They added back skill-based matchmaking, which is kinda the standard place for games nowadays, so whatever I guess. Then they recently changed how floor loot and chest spawns work, which isn't bad, but it adds to the feeling that it's moving away from the old Fortnite. Then they re-added bots, which in my opinion is the first major misstep. And this is coming from the perspective of a pretty casual player. I mean, I'm alright at the game, but I'm not an Unreal FNCS player or anything, and I usually only play zero build, so consider that as well. Not having bots felt like the OG mode's defining feature because, let's be honest, Chapter 1 Season 1 is not all that great of a season. There's not that much movement, the map isn't very exciting or diverse, and the guns are just the base Fortnite guns. So aside from nostalgia and weapons dealing a ton of damage, I feel like having every encounter be a player really made the mode unique. And I do understand that a lot of players are complaining about the sweats, but I feel like this is a problem that skill-based matchmaking can handle. Isn't that why they put it in the game in the first place? I know it wasn't in the first Fortnite seasons either, but Epic is gonna compromise a little bit if they can get player attention up. The thing I really don't understand is that Reload is literally a halfway point between OG and Season 6. I don't understand why we can't leave that one to be with bots and leave the OG mode to be as faithful as possible. But before I get into that, if you guys do want to support me, be sure to use my creator code CRASHOUTS in the item shop, or at least use someone else's, cause it's free for you, but it really helps out smaller creators. So why does Fortnite keep adding bots? Well, the first thing I thought of is that player retention must be terrible without them, but when I looked over at Fortnite.gg to see the stats for OG, it seems like they've gone down even further since they re-added bots. I think Epic is just trying way too hard to cater to everyone, and instead they aren't pleasing either side. In my opinion, bots are what started to water down the excitement I had for Fortnite, so I think having a mode without them could do wonders for the game over time. I mean, Epic is constantly adding new modes for all kinds of players, so there's plenty of experiences to be had even if they don't like OG. I thought that was the whole point of the metaverse.